Good afternoon, Coach. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Can you please introduce yourself and the players you have here today?
Sure, I'm Carmine Cianfaletti, head coach at Seminole Ridge High School. Right here I have Gavin Coleslaw, he's a senior. I have Chase Gruby, senior. Noah Halloran, senior. Christopher Zolo, senior. And Michael Andre, senior as well.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Coach. This is your first season here with this program. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you were brought to this ball club.
Sure, so I played at Seminole Ridge. I graduated from there in 2014. I started in education and coaching in 2018 at Western Pines Middle School in Loxahatchee. So I was coaching there. Seminole Ridge is actually a place I coached at back in 2020 or 21. And that's why I have some familiarity with these guys. This last off season, I was brought in to Seminole Ridge. Obviously, the program has kind of been in a place where it needed some correction. The program was, I think, at its lowest point that it's ever been. You know, the school is relatively new in the county, opened in 2005, but in my time where I was playing at Seminole Ridge, we won some games. You know, we made it to district championships, we made it to regional playoffs. So we know the program has reached heights, but the program itself is just in a place where there needed to be a change. And the new principal of Seminole Ridge, his name is Bob Hatcher, is somebody who I worked with at Western Pines. He had full confidence that I could be the guy to turn it around. So it was a natural homecoming for me to come in this year. So I'm really excited to try to bring this program not only back to what it was in the past, but also bring it to places it's never been before.
Excellent. Talk to us about your roster.
Our roster is very experienced. You know, we have a deep senior class, and out of those seniors, we have guys who have multiple years of varsity experience. You know, just for instance, Gavin, Noah, and Chris here all have 3 years of varsity experience. This is Chase's second year on varsity, so we just have a lot of guys who are experienced. This is just a great group of kids who are honestly just like a family. They're tight. And a lot of them have played together for a long time. So I think that they're destined to do something really special this year. I think we can have a good quality year just because of the experience that we have on the roster.
And from the player perspective, you have a new coach. Tell me about the chemistry of the team right now. One of you guys, whoever wants to talk.
Yeah, we've been playing together since we were, very young. Coach Carmine definitely took over. He's made us better baseball players. But even more better men. We have fun on the field, we work hard, and the number one lesson he's taught us was discipline, and we've made sure to learn that very well. So.
Well, Coach, you talked a lot about coming in. There's a lot of confidence that you're the guy to turn this program around. What are the steps that you take when you enter a situation like you have, and how do you actually turn things around? I mean, he said discipline is something that you're going to instill in them, but what else takes place?
First of all, trust, because there's been a lot of turning around in the coaching staff. So in the last several years, they've seen several head coaches. So I think from the player perspective, yes, discipline is one big thing. I think with discipline comes routine, where every day they know, what is our job. Because there is something every day you need to get done, and there's new things you add. But I think the most important thing is trust, because these guys needed to know that the new staff that was coming in was obviously knowledgeable, that we truly know what we're doing, but then also that we have a long-term plan, not just a short-term plan. We want to, not only change things around in the present, but then building a foundation that's going to last for years to come. So trust was a big thing we had to build. They had to know that, what I said I meant, say what I mean and mean what I say, and I had to be consistent. But they knew since day one that what I said, I was going to put my money where my mouth was, and I wasn't going to make any empty promises. And I told them that. It was actually a conversation we had this past week, which was everything that I said that we were going to do, that we were going to work on. We've been doing it, and I wanted them to trust that what I'm saying is what I mean.
But for the players, just kind of building off of that, how easy was it for you to trust Coach? What I mean? It's easy for a guy to come to you and say, trust me, I'm going to turn things around here, and I want you to be a part of that foundation. But how quickly did that set in, and did you realize this this is the guy?
I think for me personally, like, it was pretty easy because, like, I played with Carmine in middle school, so I already had that trust. And he lives in the same community as us, so he knows everything that goes on. So it's kind of easy to build that connection.
Me personally as well, I believe that based off the last coaching experience we had, it was sort of, I would say, disorganized, and very quickly Coach Carmine came in, and he had a very authoritative presence about him that I think kind of helped bring that organization we were lacking last season sort of to where we wanted it to be now, which I think that was and so far, therefore, I started to trust him a little more.
Awesome. Coach, you got a lot of seniors with you. I think these are all seniors with you?
All seniors, yes.
So, how many seniors do you have on your team, and how much are you guys going to be relying on that talent?
A total of 9 seniors, and for the most part, all of them are going to be playing a role, and I'd say a significant role in this year's season. And that's what's so important. I think for a high school team to be successful, you always have to depend on your seniors, your experienced guys, and not only that, but guys who have been through it. So it's important to have a good foundation of seniors to rely on. And I mean, we just have that. Just guys who are not only experienced but confident, and guys who truly believe in what we can do. It's easy for me, and that's what I'm grateful for, is to come in my first year and have this group of guys together. It makes it a lot easier for me to have good leadership. So I'm fortunate to start off my career that way.
And as seniors, guys, just what's it like stepping into that leadership role? There's obviously younger players on the team that are going to look up to you and try to emulate what you do as seniors. So what's that like?
Honestly, it is basically just putting it on yourself to where you want to make everyone else better and you want to lead to make the team better, because you take that responsibility as a senior because you've been an underclassman before and you've looked up to the seniors. So I know what it's like for them to look up to us, so I take it very seriously.
Coach, you mentioned that last year, or over the past few years, that the program has kind of hit a few lows. So what is the goal coming into this season? What's the goal for year one?
Ultimately, our goal, and I said this a long time ago when I first started, was for us to come into this year and say, hey, state championship. If that's something that winded up happening, that just kind of shows volumes of our hard work and dedication. But I told them that can't be our goal, right? Our goal needs to be, having a winning record. Our goal needs to be winning a district playoff game. Kind of like start small, and then the rest will take care of itself. And needless to say, like I have full faith that this team can make a run in the playoffs. Like they know I believe that, and I know they believe it too. But our goals as a team have been to definitely have double-digit wins. And as I said, win a playoff game. Do those little things, and then the rest is going to take care of itself.
For the players, just hearing that, what's the temperature of the team there? Do you feel like you can make good on what coach has set forward for you?
Absolutely. I think we've shown that in preseason as well. We had a strong preseason, and we work our butts off. I mean, we think anything's possible, and yeah, we're a strong team.
I was going to agree with him that we just came off a very good preseason against 2 very strong teams, and I think we have a very good future ahead of us.
Awesome.
And Coach, the schedule, talk a little bit about some of the teams you are facing this season.
We have I would say a tough schedule. We play some teams that have a lot of success and a lot of history. We have programs that I have tremendous respect for, and as well as their coaches. Programs like Palm Beach Gardens High School, who's just fresh off of a loss in the state championship last year. Park Vista as well. We start off our homestand against Jupiter Christian, which is another really experienced team that has some very solid seniors. So I would say we have our work cut out for us. Our schedule does look tough, and I organize it that way intentionally. I want our guys to be challenged. I want them to play the best in our county, or that our tri-county has to offer, because ultimately when it comes to the end of the season, I want us to be ready to be playing some of the most highly competitive baseball in the state. So I feel optimistic about our schedule. Like I know we can compete, but we know we have our work cut out for us.
Excellent. And today, coming out to media days, why do you think it was important to bring your team out here to participate?
Definitely for us to, start the refreshing of our reputation. The truth of the matter is that Seminole Ridge, as we've kind of gotten beaten on for the last couple of years, I think it was important for us to come out here and show that Seminole Ridge is different now. We're moving up, and we needed to have a strong showing, show that we are not just that we're more than just a team or family. We're somebody who, we mean business, and they knew when we were coming in today that we were going to display our professionalism, our class, showcase ourselves, obviously. And I think they did a tremendous job today of showcasing those things. These guys want to restore our reputation as much as I do. They know that when they began playing at Seminole Ridge, they knew that what they wanted was to have greatness, to have results and success. And I know just all of us together, we feel that this today was important to kind of show those first steps that we mean business and that we're ready to get this thing going.
Excellent. And for the players, you did some activities out there around the 60. Did you exit velos? Did you participate? What did you like? What was the highlight for you?
Honestly, the highlight for me was doing the infield outfield, because that's very structured and formal, and that's something we need to get right. And so doing that, getting the reps, everything like that, it just felt well all together.
Excellent. Anybody over here? Anything that you liked the best?
I'll piggyback off that because, it shows, since it's a pregame routine, it shows, a good way to start off the game if we do it right before the game starts. So.
Excellent. So, Coach, exciting time for you. It's your alma mater, your first season as coach. Sum it up for us. What can we expect from the Hawks this season?
You're going to expect a team that's going to play with class. They're going to show respect. They're going to work their butts off. And that every time Seminole Ridge steps out onto the field, they're playing their hardest. And ultimately expect us to get some big wins, to go into the district playoffs ready, to win some games. And hopefully at the end of this, we see ourselves competing for a district championship. That's our goal.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here. The best of luck this season, and we'll see you on the field.
Thank you so much. Go Hawks.